Alrighty, we are live from Columbus, OH. Make a nice circle there. OH. This is the Ramsey Show After Show. We are live from. Alright, and we got the audio. And I am Coach Steve Money, a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And sorry, a little discombobulated. Ramsey show ended. Don't know if they took something out of it for a few minutes, but normally ends at 10:27, and then it was done like at 10:24 today. So apologies on that. You're watching this on youtube.com/coachstevemoney. And for my financial content, you just scroll past the Oak Island playlist. And you'll see the Ramsey Show After Show playlist. And today is episode number 544. And there's the Answering Your Financial Questions playlist as well. There's 138 in there. And so many hundreds and hundreds of hours of me saying that people are doing it wrong. And they are, of course. Music playlist has 12 Ramsey adjacent songs in there, including, to be the opposite of doing it wrong, it's How to Do the Baby Steps Right. And that, of course, is a parody of sorts of the phrase How to Save a Life. Market report. What up, Aslan? What up, everybody else that's watching? And we need to reload because it has the. There we go. Alrighty. I did notice that the futures were up almost 4%. And look, the NASDAQ up 3.44%. And that is because temporary 90-day temporary cut of tariffs with US and China to by 115%. So that means the US tariffs are 30% on China and theirs on ours are 10%. And so they're going to keep working on that. And I would imagine if they can agree to this, they can probably make a long-term agreement. And everybody was worried about nothing the entire time. People are nutty. Let's see what else we got. So the, again, the NASDAQ. Oh, the Russell Small Cap Index up the most, though, 3.56%. And then the NASDAQ, and then the S&P 500. Imagine that, a time where the NASDAQ beats the S&P 500. And that has happened 17 out of the last 20 years. So got a great idea. Why don't you S&P 500 index only people put some in the NASDAQ as well? Dumb. Leaving money on the table. And the Dow Jones bringing up the rear with 2.24%. See what the rest of the planet is looking like. Europe likes it. Asia likes it as well. All up. You're welcome, everybody. Currencies, the US dollar up on the euro, up on the yen, up on the bloody British pound low, up on the Canadian dollar, not sorry. And up on the Australian dollar. It's a clean sweep for the US dollar. And, you know, stop overreacting on currency as well. Let's see who we have. Let's see, where there we go. Let's see, we have Schwab on Wednesday reporting, and Thursday Walmart and the Applied Materials. Let's see, we have most stuff, all the single stocks on the Google. Apple up over 5%. Amazon up over 7%. And how about that? Very nice. All good. You cannot complain on a day like today. And oh, hey, guess what? too bad. Too bad for all the people that sold right there. They were dumb as crap. Dumb. Don't do that. Don't be dumb. We're not day trading. We're saving for retirement. It'll be fine. Oh, nope. Didn't want to do that one. What else did I want to look at here? Oh, it's just run through the, what are those called? Headlines. Headline report. From CNBC, a huge win for bulls. Market soar on the U.S. China deal as Wall Street sees more upside. Well, imagine that, okay? And dare I say, overreacting to this too. But that's all they do. Fox Business recall issued for ready-to-eat foods over listeria concerns. Listeria does not sound fun. I don't know specifically what that involves, but probably it doesn't sound fun. 10 hospitalized in California and Nevada. Also, CNBC Kindly MD shares skyrocket 600% after merger with Trump crypto advisor David Bailey's Bitcoin investment company. All right, that's don't know necessarily that you need to merge Bitcoin investment with a medical service necessarily. Don't know what all that's about. Fox Business and Anheuser-Busch invest $300 million to boost manufacturing careers, veteran employment. Okay, that sounds like a good idea from them. Doing stuff like that instead of trying to be activists, probably a good idea. New York Times, why patients are being forced to switch to second choice obesity drugs. Not going to click on it to find out, but I would imagine supply and demand, price. Oh, I also saw something on that. POTUS, I think, signed something to make certain United States drugs lower the cost of them so that they're the same as you can get them for overseas in other countries. 2026 Toyota RAV4 is your first official look. Don't care. Not a car guy. Fox Business grandmother died after eating mislabeled cookie. Family claims in lawsuit against grocery store. All right. Like it said it didn't have nuts in it and had nuts in it. Something like that. That sucks. Hearts go out to that family, of course. Bloomberg.com. CrowdStrike CEO cuts his voting power by 92% with unexplained gifts. All right. Maybe we could explain those. And that's what you got to do when you're a CEO and you have shares and stuff like that, and you're not a private company. If you're a private company, say like, oh, I don't know, Menards and Ramsey Solutions, perhaps, you don't have to answer to anybody about anything because you don't have to report this stuff for another thing. Tech companies have a big remote worker problem. North Korean operatives. All right. Well, we want to chill on that if we can, probably, because they're probably not just here sightseeing. They're sightseeing and reporting back, probably. NVIDIA up 3.29%. Tesla 5.72%. Palantir down, actually. Interesting. Why would you be down today? A bad day to be down. And what's this? Direction Daily Semiconductor. All right. So that's up 17%. Very nice. So not going to complain about that. Of course, somebody could still sneeze and this could all go away. The president sneezes or something like that. Who knows what could happen and this could all go away. And that's the problem with looking at it in midday, where normally we would be doing this at 5:27 Eastern Time, PM, and the market would be done for the day, and we could look at it, everything that happened during that whole day, but we just have the early morning hours of it. All right, let's do some questions. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, whether you're doing it live or you are watching later. I believe most people watch me later, just like the Ramsey show. Should I sell second home? And that's a yes, because you shouldn't have a freaking mortgage on it. And somebody called the Ramsey show about that in today's episode, which was recorded Friday. I am a CASA, okay. Best high yield savings account rates, 2025, FDIC insured only. I'm looking to move some savings to a high yield savings account and wanted to see what rates people are currently getting in 2025. Okay, maybe people answered 36, but you could also just check the freaking internet. On bankrate.com is a good one, I think. But you could check the freaking internet for those instead of coming to Reddit and asking just an average person, basically like yourself. If you don't know, what makes you think they're gonna know? What up, Trey? Mama call him Trey, Daddy call him Trey, I call him Trey. Legal kick 676.98. Getting laid off. Company laying me off in 2 weeks. They've offered me a very generous payout of $60K after taxes. Payout, okay. So that should be one word. That's why I was confused. Payout of $60K after taxes. That's a good severance. What do they call that? They call that a, in the UK, they call that a, it's something like duplicate. It's like a duplication. It's like when they have too many employees, like you have a duplication of employees. I can't remember what it is, but anyway, it was on the British Office and such, and I've heard it in other things as well. Yeah, it's something. It means like you got two, and we only need one. Something like, I can't remember what word that is. Maybe Aslan will know that. Where were we? Currently, my wife and I have minus 210,000 mortgage. Well, it is debt. 210,000. Okay. 30-year loan. That's a no. Did it wrong. $33,800 loan we owe my father. Doing it wrong again. So the idea is that you don't borrow any money ever. You don't lend or borrow any money ever is part of baby step 0, where you decide to do that. And then you add to that, especially from family, because that, you know how many people call up to have that happening in family, and it is destroying the relationship. Tons. Let's see. He's charging simple interest rate. Redundancy is what that's called. I remembered finally. Yeah, and so they called it when somebody was laid off in the office in the British version. They got a redundancy package, is what they called it. So I guess that's better than we just don't want you anymore. I think Ricky Gervais described it as we're letting you go. It's not your fault, but we just have to. So, and that's a redundancy package. Aslan says, nice to see success. Someone working hard, doing the right thing, and getting out of debt. Oh, because Troy referred to the debt-free screen. Absolutely, always good. Said here about the couple that was out of debt and then worked themselves into $1 million in debt. Indeed. It can get away from you, can it, Aslan? Can get away from you. That's why you shouldn't do any. What up, Di? Good to see you. Yeah, that's why you shouldn't do any. Because if you don't have any, then it can't get away from you. Into $1 million. Where were we here? So, 33,800 loan. I owe my father. Dumb. He's charging simple interest rate. Wife has $10K to cover 3 months of expenses. She has it? That's not an hour emergency fund? And so this is a no while you have the other. You only have $1,000 while you have other debt. Even if it is to freaking family. So you're doing everything wrong. I mean, if you're laid off, though, you would not be putting money on debt or anything like that. But you don't be doing all this dumb other stuff. Let's see what we got. Oh, no other debts. Well, that's great. And so that's not that much. So clean that crap up. Get a job. Get a job immediately, and then you can clean that up. My wife makes $57,000 in her job. No kids. What should she do? Should we do with the $60K? You just keep it, and hopefully you don't have to use it to live off of. And after you get a job, then you can apply it to your debt. My plan was to finish my emergency fund. The emergency fund's finished already, dog. Why do we have separate emergency funds? You're doing it wrong. Also, while you have other debt, let's check in case maybe Mr. Ramsey changed the baby steps. There was a new updated version of the Total Money Makeover last May, so about a year ago this time. So maybe, and I didn't read that one yet, so maybe it's changed. Oh no, look, it's still $1,000. It doesn't say add more to that just because you're dumb. It also doesn't say have separate emergency funds for both spouses. It doesn't say that dumb crap either. Boom. Put 5943 to get to my 10,000 target for. Yeah, no, that's no. That's no. You would never do that. Even if you owed the money to a bank, you would not do that. It's $1,000. All the rest go to debt. What don't you understand about that? How can you misinterpret it? It's because you don't want to interpret it correctly. You want to do it your dumbass way. And so do not do that. Payoff loan my father gave. My question, should we put the $33,800 towards paying on my father's loan? Or the mortgage, since it's a higher interest rate? Paying off mortgage. So again, all your dumbass questions can be answered by the very simple baby steps. You see where pay off your home early is? That's on step 6. Paying off all debt except the house is step 2. So what do you think? Really? You can't handle. If you can't handle that, you might need to be held back a year in school or something like that. What should we do? I gotta see the rest of this. What should we do with the remaining? It all goes to your freaking debt. We don't plan on spending any of the money until I get a new job. That is wise. So get a new job and then it all goes to debt if you're following the Ramsey advice. But, probably going to do your same dumb, stupid crap that you're doing, which is a lot wrong as we've gone through. Almost on every sentence, you said something else that you were doing wrong. So I would listen to my song, How to Do the Baby Steps Right, and that is not to do any of the dumb crap you're doing. What up, Sid? Sid letting the ads play. Bless her. Watermelon 91. Diana Bowers, just let them just knock. If they didn't announce themselves ahead of time, they're not getting in. Aslan says just pay your father is the right baby step, but even more important, don't owe money to a relative. Right. That's, as I said, there's no lending or borrowing money at all. Other than, of course, for mortgage. But there's none of that at all. And then on top of that, especially not family or friends, because that can get sticky. Watermelon _ 91. Valid emergency fund to use. Okay. All right. Let's see what it is. Some people just want things sometimes, and they think that's an emergency. It's not. They think if they didn't put aside enough money for Christmas gifts, that it's an emergency. It's not. Let's see. I just got my emergency fund at my goal of $20,000. And now we have an unexpected AC issue that may cost $800 to fix it. I suppose that's what the emergency fund is for. But Boo'd already dip into it. Well, if you can, I mean, it's only $800. Maybe you can cash flow it. If you can cash flow it, you should do that. But if you can't cash flow it, and you are, oh, I don't know, where does it get really hot? The Bayou, Texas, uh, Las Vegas. Trying to just think where all of my fans are at. um, yeah, very, very hot. And so theoretically, that's an emergency. Maybe not where you are on, what is it, May the 12th. It might not be that hot, so you could probably put it off a little while you cash flow it, and then you don't have to touch the emergency fund. And so that is always an option. Even if it actually is an emergency and you can cash flow it, you would just cash flow it. And then that way you don't have to build it back up. Regular folk goes 3 years and 5 months. Seems so long for baby step 7. I need a pep talk. Well, that's not bad at all. Step 2 should be taking only 3 years. If it's not, that's when you have to sell cars and houses and downgrade your lifestyle big time generally, because you should be able to get out of step 3 in 3 years at most. So 3 years and 5 months, including paying off the house, I think you're doing pretty well. So that would be my pep talk for you. You're doing better than you think you are. Currently in baby steps 4, 5, and 6. We're currently hustling hard, but there is hardly anything left after investments to put towards the house. Well, okay. So let's see. So I feel like for me, we aren't making very much progress. I guess I'm just tired and need a bit of a pep talk. Thanks in advance. All right. And so, well, so if you decide you want it to happen faster, then I guess you're cutting other stuff out of your budget. Maybe if you're eating out twice or 3 times a week, maybe you cut that down to 1 or 1 every 2 weeks, something like that. You got to find things to cut out of your budget. Or, I mean, you said you're already tired. But if this, so yeah, if this is just going to be 3 years to just on 4, 5, and 6, I'm sure it's more than that for some people, because you do need to still be doing the 15% into that. And so it just depends on other expenses that you have. Maybe you have kids and maybe they are in travel baseball and crap like that costs too much money. Maybe that'll turn into a no. It all depends on your priorities. And if your priorities are that you have to spend every single cent that's going out already, then you have to do that. Then it's going to take longer for you to get to baby step 7. And so my pep talk for you is going to be to embrace the reality of the situation and you decide the priorities. You could also work more even though you're tired. So, this assumes just working one full-time job, if that. Maybe both spouses don't work. Maybe that could change. And so you have to decide your priorities and go from there. So, but you can't have I don't want to change anything, but I also want the time frame to change before we're on baby step 7. Well, that's lunacy is what that is. I would advise embrace. You messed it up. You see reality in front of you and you embrace it. Yeah, I messed it up. Can I get another take on that? No, because it's live. Nordic Man 21, baby step 6 in the books, officially debt free. Great. Today is our 16th wedding anniversary. We celebrated by going to the bank and making our mortgage payment. We're debt free. Awesome. Actually have their mortgage at a local bank. Interesting. No Leopard 2169. Sid says under 4 years to pay off a house seems fantastic. Yeah. Yep. So see, it's not just the poors. It's not just the baby step 1 and 2 people that are delusional about things. It's also people that have done everything right, and now they just want it to happen faster when it can't, not going to happen faster, especially the way they're doing it. So we don't know what the issue is there, if there's anything that can cut or not. If there's not, then I guess you just live in a high cost of living area, maybe, and you've made it work so far. So the problem is now that you are doing all of it. You're doing 4, 5, and 6 all at the same time. That does take a bite, but that should take up most of your money probably. So yeah, so you still need to not go crazy with the treating yourself, even on baby step 4. That means maybe one vacation every year or two, but not one every 3 months, that kind of thing. So it's up to you. You have to set the priorities. Every time he says the pores, I actually laugh out loud. Yeah, that's fun. I'm trying to think where I got that from. The poor. Oh, comedian Tom Segura said that when he was like, because he bought like a lot of when he was heavier, he bought a lot of expensive clothes and stuff, and then he was giving them away, and somebody slid in his DMs on the gram or something like that, and said you should give that to me. I would wear that. I'm still that size. And so he said, okay, so I'm helping out the poors now. So fun times. And he brings it up every so often and uses that. That's fun. I mean, and that's fine too, because I've been saying Richie's forever. Where did I get Richie's from? I feel like it was Molly Ringwald, so probably like from where she was poor and pretty in pink, maybe. Something like that. Maybe somewhere like that. So, but Richie's, I've been saying that forever, and so why not? Gotta have a nickname for the poors, and so that's the poors. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Where are we? No, Leopard 2169. The poors. Just making Trey laugh. And now I'm ruining it, probably doing it too much now. Help should I sell or hold on what? Currently own 2 single-family properties in Indiana. Now, when you say you own, do they have? Oh, they're both paid off. Okay, my bad. About to jump down this person's throat, but didn't deserve it. During the pandy for $75K, and they're both worth $220,000 now. I make $1,320 a month on both properties with the expenses of $475 a month, including taxes, management, insurance. This nets me around $845 a month. That's not a lot, dude. That's less than $12,000 a year, and you gotta be a landlord for that. That doesn't sound like that's worth it. I mean, I get it that you could just sell the houses and have that money and invest it, and that would make you more than $845 a month. No, maybe it would. No, it would eventually. I have been adding depreciation into my taxes for the last 4 years. I'm not necessarily a landlord, but I manage the property managers as best I can. Okay, so and so that's what takes your profit down, and that's why you got to be making a lot of money to make it worth it. And at less than $12K a month, so for maybe $10K a year you're making. We are a family of 5, 44 man, 44 female, $2.8 million net worth, $2.5 million liquid. That's not true at all. I don't know how that can be true. Because the houses, you can sell them and then that money would be liquid, but I don't think it's called liquid if it's in a property, I don't think. and 250K single income salary, 110K a year family expenses. We want to retire in 4 years. Would you recommend selling or holding on to the properties forever, ever, ever, ever? Priorities. Again, you want to retire in 4 years, then you're putting that money in the market. You're selling and putting that money in the market. In 4 years, that's short. So, but the market will probably make more in 4 years than the $10,000 a year. So, especially when that you say they're both worth 220 a piece, so that's 440. So that, my friend, is average per year. If it's 440, that's $44,000. So you've already beaten your little rent payments. So that's, again, why it doesn't make sense for most people to be landlords. And so quit being nutty, quit being financial bros, quit doing that. So I would not hold on to the properties forever, especially if you want to retire in 4 years. Unless you need one to live in, but you probably already have another mortgage. And I would like to know on 2 single family properties. Bow, 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 bow. Doesn't say debt free on those properties, but doesn't say debt free. Doesn't say whether a mortgage on residence or not, or it could be renting for some dumb reason. I don't know why. But anything could be the case there, so would need more information, but generally it's going to be a sell here because you're not making anything on the rental amount. Sid was weird and bought the first house we looked at. Well, that keeps you from having to look at other houses for sure, Sid. MPD 309, use Roth contributions to pay off mortgage. That's going to be a no. You are supposed to still invest the 15% while also putting extra on the mortgage. You do 4, 5, and 6 all at the same time. But you're not doing any of that unless you are on step 4 at least. Which would be 4, 5, and 6 all at the same time if they are all applicable, which 4 would be and 6 would be for sure. Maybe 5 if you have children. We have a new mortgage of $130K, 15 years, 6% loan, Roth IRA, about $150K with $50K contribution. Removing $40K from my contributions would give us enough cash on hand to. Oh no, you don't tap. No, I thought you meant like future Roth contributions. You do not tap a retirement account. No, that's a no. That's a no. This would still give us a 3-month emergency fund. Now, and again, because of some scheming and scamming that you are trying to do, if all of a sudden if you have all of this time you have had a 6-month emergency fund, you wanted a 6-month emergency fund because that's what you decided to do, you wanted to do that so could you sleep better at night or whatever, and scheming and scamming should not be a reason to go down to a 3-month emergency fund if so that intellectual dishonesty, and so I hate that crap. Let's see if I calculated correctly. Oh, there was like 2 more words there. If I calculate correctly, that would save us approximately $45,000 in interest because we're paying extra on the loan already to target a 10-year payoff. I calculated that. Okay, this is going to be a no. You don't tap retirement for any reason except to retire. So that's a no. I know that the majority of people would say to never touch retirement, including Mr. Ramsey, and look where you are. Reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey. Quit being dumb. And if you want to do it, just do your dumb crap without posting it. Why bother posting it? Want somebody to agree with them. But we'd really like to have the mortgage paid off ASAP. See, the beauty of the Ramsey advice is that he doesn't give a crap what you'd really like to do. What he gives a crap about is you making smarter decisions. And that's what his advice is based on. Not any of your dumb bull crap. We'd really like to do this. And we'd plan on taking the mortgage payment and investing if we did this. That means after that's paid off. And so that's a no. 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 No other debt. That's the good part. Thoughts? That's a no. And you don't even, I mean, you already knew that already. So why even ask? Just want, let's see, 41 people weighed in. I guess, I guess, if you got to hear from other people, if you need somebody to agree with you before you do something, then you're not that committed to it anyway. And you know it's not the Ramsey advice. So good luck on that. Boom, boom, boom. Time membership 5247. How to calculate adding truck lift and new wheels and tires into budget. That's going to be a no on that. I mean, you might need new tires at some point. Why do you need new wheels too? You just want it? That's a no. Well, depending on what baby steps. I mean, you can do a what's that called? Sinking fund. For all that, if you want to, if you're on step 4, but wouldn't recommend it because it's just a dumb vehicle. I mean, if you're in Texas, this might be a different story. I know Dave's rule. Everybody knows the advice already, but I'm going to ask about it anyway because I want to do something different. Is your vehicle should not exceed 50% of your annual income? Right, and that should be the end of it. But how do vehicle modifications fit into this? If that makes it up over the 50%, that's a freaking no, you dumbass. Would it count towards percentage? Yes, it would. Or is it simply a separate purchase like if I was saving for a vacation? No. So let me check this out. Check this out, Wheeze. So if you were going to buy a whole nother vehicle to have a second vehicle, this 50% number includes everything that has motors and wheels. So all of that is going down in value, and so he does not want that much of your income or that much of your assets to be going down in value. So that's a no. And since I'm not sure if my question was clear, oh, it was clear. I'm not asking whether or not I can afford the upgrades. Well, I wouldn't assume you don't give any information on that either, though. I'm asking which equation they would fit into, as in the vehicle percentage equation or separate standalone expense. No, they're part of the 50%. Sorry. And so I'm going to guess they also would take that over 50%. And you're a dumbass for wanting to do that instead of doing the baby steps instead. Jason Rohrer, Jenna, the 21-year-old who just paid off her house on today's episode. That was 3 days ago. Oh, so that might be, the May 9th? Yeah, this was the one, and we just saw it on the YouTube today. That was recorded Friday, and so how about that? Just got in from a drive. I was listening to today's episode, May 9th, on my local affiliate radio station, and they apparently were carrying it live. So cool. The debt-free scream of the day was Jenna, a dairy herdsman. That's right, herds person from the Midwest somewhere, South Dakota. I don't think that's Midwest. Correct me on that, somebody, if you know better than that. Let's see. Where is it? You start to get a little bit too, I mean, it's actually, the Midwest area is actually the Mid-East of the United States. So, break off into individual discussion groups and fix that, will you? Maintenance sinking fund, good idea, huh? 2% of the value of the home added to the fund each year. All right. Yeah, you can once the house is paid off. Yeah, you can do whatever kind of savings, sinking funds you want to. Where are we here? Town of 600 people. That's a small town, granted. She saved up $100,000 while working throughout high school, and she just paid off her 110K house. I think the hosts of the show were George and Jade. That is correct. Trying to track down a clip of Jenna from this episode so I can inspire my kids, but it's probably too early to hope for a clip the same day. That's probably too early, dog. But I can't find it. Yeah. Right. And the episode wasn't on YouTube at all until Monday at 9 a.m. because that's how it works now. New time, who dis? I wonder if my local station is playing episodes from some kind of archive. No, they're not. That one was live. It plays nightly from like 6 p.m. until 9. Oh, okay. So that one was delayed. Doesn't say where this person is from, but it's 6 p.m. their time. So that would be, I don't know when that would be, but that would be delayed by them. But it's still going to be too early for it to be on YouTube. So there wouldn't have been one on YouTube for that. And every clip, every Debt Free Stream is not turned into a clip as well. But you can find the whole show on there now that has been posted. Since it came on at 9. South Dakota is more west than Midwest, right? Partly mountainous. Yeah, you can find the Trey says you can find it now. They just aired it. Yep. It's on there now. Evening external 1849 payoff car with savings. You shouldn't have any savings past $1,000, so the answer would be yes to that. I had 20K in high yield savings account. You had? With a 25K car loan at blah 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 percent. Yes, sell it, yeah. I just put 10K of it towards the loan, reducing it to 15K. Feels great and I want to do more. Yeah, why didn't you do that? I am nervous to drain to 1K. Well, okay. You can be nervous and do your own plan, or you can do the proven Ramsey plan. Up to you. I certainly support you doing any dumb stuff you want to do, or you can do a plan that has been proven millions of documented times, 30-year track record, blah, 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 blah. But that would put my loan at 6K and I could pay it off by year end. Yeah, I got a great idea. That would put my loan at 6K and I'm going to pay it off before year end, before I think I can pay it off. I'm debating whether I should keep my savings at 10K. No. Let's see if we check the baby steps. I just checked it earlier, but it might have changed since then. Oh no, look, it didn't. It still says $1,000. So people are nutty. Now we know it's supposed to be 1K because you hashtag mentioned 1K here. So either do it the Ramsey way, or do your own dumb crap. You don't need to consult anybody else about it. Or if I should just go for it and drain it to 1K. Yeah, that would be the advice. How about you follow the advice? You're on the Dave Ramsey subreddit. I should also note I contribute 8% to retirement. You're doing it wrong, but don't want to stop that either. I understand that it's not a part of the plan, right? But don't want to lose my 6% match. No other. Well, then do it your own way. And don't ask. Why ask? That is so nutty that people would ask on the Dave Ramsey subreddit if for another option than the Dave Ramsey advice. That is so idiotic to me. But also, that's the main thing that Reddit is here for, I think. Even on the page. Like, for example, the Oak Island subreddit is just full of people that just want to crap on it. And, that's the internet for you. Tat Eraser. All right. Good job. Baby step 6, savings for car purchase. Baby step 6, expecting to replace car in the next 2 to 4 years. Where should I keep my car purchase fund? S&P 500 index, at brokerage, high yield savings account, something else. High yield savings account, because you would need at least 5 years to use the market for piggy bank. East Rockies. And Trey out. Trey, we didn't shorten the show. Trey, still got some more time. So tweaking resume, since a coworker likes me for this job, but I have no motivation. If it's more money or another step closer to project management, you might want to see if you can find some motivation. Understand baby might be sucking up some of that motivation. That does happen, I hear. Fickle umpire 136. Is my math accurate for my budget / debt payment strategy? Okay, why do you need to have a debt payment strategy? You're on the subreddit of somebody that has already figured that out for you. Let's see what we got here. Oh look, War and Peace here. My bills expenses. My extra M there. Amount to around $1,400 a month. Cut those. See what you can cut out of there. I make around $1,850 a month. I know you probably cut it already. Cut it some more. I make around $1,850 and just got a second job, so we'll be making more. Great, that's fabulous. I also have about 2.7K in credit card debt currently. 2.K of it. I don't give a crap about the APR. 400 of it for care credit, when we're paying all of it off. I live with a roommate and we split rent, utilities, and internet, which amount to $800 a month for my share. Rent total is $1,300. I pay the full utilities, internet each month. Okay, my name is Paul. That's between y'all, whatever agreement you have, the roommate agreement. Hashtag Big Bang Theory. Utilities average, no S on the end, at $225 a month. Internet is steady $71 a month. So I give my roommate $500 a month for rent to make my share $800. Okay? I'm a server and I'm only currently using a prepaid debit card to pay for everything. Okay? All my credit card tips are loaded onto a prepaid card daily. I just recently opened a SoFi bank account so I can set my bills on autopay since I can't do this with a prepaid card. Okay. If you're having problems with your budget, with your expenses, that kind of thing, I recommend you taking it off of autopay and you doing it your darn self so that you see it all the time, so you know what is coming in and going out. And so, but you know, if you don't have any problem with that, if you got it all under control, then autopay is fine. Rent, yeah. Utility, yeah. Internet, yeah. Spotify. Utilities seem high, but maybe not, because that's not including internets. Spotify, you can cut that out. That is not a necessity, especially not on the baby step 2, which you are on. So that's a no. Phone, $30 a month. It can be lower, but that's not bad. Car insurance, $60. That's not bad. Oh, per month? No, that's still not too bad. Gas, 100. Food, 100. Oh, using the envelopes for these. Okay. Miscellaneous, 50. Miscellaneous is like the spend me on dumb crap you want. So I kind of have a problem with that. If you label it fun money, That would be better, which he doesn't have a fun money thing, so fine. And that's per month, so yeah, that's fine. Contacts. Oh, like instead of glasses, I got you. Dog, 15. Okay. Car oil, 20. Well, you don't have to change it every month. Oh, I guess if you that's $60 for, okay, all right. Car oil change. So you have that separate. All right. Oh, fine. Okay. Personal care envelope, $10 a month. All right, that's fine. That seems fine. I would still see. Let's see. I mean, the only thing I would say cut definitely would be the Spotify. And maybe the miscellaneous, you can cut that down, or don't use it most times, and then you can put it towards your dumbass debt, maybe. How about that? 360 a week rounded up to be safe, needed for bills, expenses. I typically work Friday to Tuesday. And oh yeah, since you're going to be working more and making more money now, so then there should be more extra money to put to the debt. Everything from your second job should be going to the debt. So my plan is to withdraw $250 cash every Wednesday and give my roommate. Okay, so your little logistics there of how you get it paid, I don't care. And a lot of people make this so overly complicated. Why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? Give my roommate $125 each week for rent. Put the rest around $120 in an envelope for weekly gas per grocery. Having grocery and money, especially in cash, is good, so I won't be overspending in those areas. Yeah, and so that's exactly why you would do it in the day and age of the debit card. If you can stick to the budget, you can use a debit card. If you can't, that's when you got to use the envelopes, and apparently this person needs to only use it for those things. Then I'll transfer the rest to my SoFi accounts. I'll put 100 in savings each week, which will be my auto draft account, where utilities, internet, phone, Spotify, and car insurance will be paid out of the savings. Okay, so that's not really savings. I mean, I guess it could be like sinking fund, but see, the Spotify is once a month, so you don't need to do that. Phone is once a month. Internet is once a month, probably, and so you would need to do that. But unless you have, like, if you have Mint Mobile or something like that for your phone, yeah, you can pay that in advance to get that amount of money down even lower. But let's see. Anyway, people like to do it their own way for some reason. The rest, including everything I earned, and to my overthinking here. All of this is overthinking. Well, I'm gonna put it in this, and then I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do that. You're just paying off stuff. You're just paying your expenses. It doesn't have to be rocket science or rocket surgery, Mr. Ramsey says, combining brain surgery and rocket science. The rest, including everything I earn at my second job, will stay in my SoFi checking account to be used to pay off credit card debt, since that has to be paid off from my bank account rather than my prepaid card. All right. Or maybe I could just, all right, I'm getting tired of this. I don't care what you do. Just make it happen. Make it happen. We'll make minimum payments on the care credit per month. The rest will go towards my high APR debt. And that's not right. You're doing it wrong. Should be smallest to largest. You're doing it wrong. Can someone double check my math? Does this sound accurate or efficient or good? It sounds like you're overthinking it, and also you're doing it wrong. Do the baby steps correctly. Smallest to largest. I feel like, for me, if I don't do it this way weekly, I'll overspend since I'm so impulsive. You do whatever you got to do, man. It seems like a lot of overthinking, though, dog. Yeah. Early time on June 7th, so baby could come anytime after that. Oh, my goodness, getting close. Gonna try not to dominate the chat going about my baby. Happy sure new. You can dominate the chat. It just help. The more you typeset, the better it is for me. So knock yourself out. Oh, I found something else that. So you remember I said that we had a question about. Oh, what was it? Not dire, not outlandish. There was some adjective used to describe as what's the most outlandish thing that you do in order to save money. And I brought up the fact that I take napkins home if I go to the Chipotle, or which I haven't been in probably 3 years now, or the Five Guys, which has probably been 2 years. Haven't been there in a while. Or the Raising Cane's or anywhere like that. And I get the napkins. I don't on purpose grab too many, but sometimes it does happen. And so if I don't use them, I take them home and use them at home. And so probably as a direct correlation to that, I also have had a pack of, it was 6, or was it 4? I can't remember if it was 6 or 4 paper towels. And that bad boy is 3.5 years old now, and still has almost 3 full left in there. So I still got 2 left in the pack. I checked, and the other one I just put into action there. So that helps with that. You don't have to buy paper towels so darn often. Also, this is half a sheet. There we go. It's in 3D too. That is, I pay extra for the 3D. So it's in half as well. And also, you can do that too, so you don't have to use the whole thing if you don't need that much, depending on what you're cleaning up with it. And so I have even been known to do that as well. It takes 2 seconds to do that. And so, and I will use I can write this off now since I've used it as part of the stream. I can write off the paper towels, but I will use these too. Anyway, and so that's the kind of thing. And I was trying to think of other things that I do. I haven't run into anything yet, or while I was doing it, I didn't think about paying attention to it. But I will try to keep track of that once I do some dumb stuff like that again. Actually, it's not dumb. It saves money. Where were we? Math accurate for what up, Paul? My name is Paul, and that's between y'all. Navy NICU nurse? Navy NICU nurse. Oh, a man nurse. Okay. High yield savings versus CD versus money market. You don't want to do CD because it's locked up for a certain time period. And probably high yield savings account is going to be more. We're selling our house and would like to put some money away. That's where it would be. Which option would be better? Since I can't stand the stock market. Oh, that's too bad. You're leaving a lot of money on the table, dog. But you would need a 5-year time frame, definitely, before you would need the money in order to use the stock market as a piggy bank. Again, you don't do the CD. The high yield savings is probably going to be your best bet. I'm trying to do research, but it's all Greek to me. Thanks. How? What is it that you don't understand if you ask for the differences between these? I don't know why it would be Greek to you. It's not that difficult to understand, but the answer would be high yield savings account. Unless, I got a great idea. If you have debt, you would put it towards that. Instead. So it depends on what baby step you're on, if you should even do that at all. But if you are throwing it in some kind of savings, that would be high yield savings account. Because you got to have 5 years in order to put it in the market, which you can't stand the stupid. No, just can't stand the stock market. Okay, didn't say it was stupid. So, cool. but just can't stand it for some reason. And okay. I think I've figured it out. I think I've figured it out, Mr. Holmes. Watson coming in with the answer here. Since high yield savings CD or money market is all Greek to you, I bet just doesn't understand the market. So it's not that he can't stand it, he can't understand the stock market. So that could be it. Alrighty. Dice high yield savings, doing good. IRA doing well, excellent. Doing a lot better today. Let's check on that, by the way. Make sure there hasn't been some major. Nope, still up good. Still up good. Russell's come down, and so NASDAQ leading now. So jumps to SP 500, jumped up to over 2 months high. Yeah, because overreaction. Overreacted before to the tariffs. Now the good tariff news. Overreacting again. So, but that's the way it goes. And so some of your day traders are going to cash out at the end of the day. Because that's how they do it. Aggravating King 7767 being self-insured. Can someone tell me what point is of being self-insured? That means you don't have to pay for an insurance policy. I understand the math in terms of if you have $2 million, your beneficiaries can live off that without needing life insurance. Yes. But even if you're paying $400 a month for a $1 million policy at 65, wouldn't you be better off doing that for the guarantee of someone getting $1 million at your death? No. Dave even says he still has life insurance, so why does he tell people they are self-insured? Because he's a different story because of a little thing called SWI. Sharon wants it. And so Sharon is his wife's name, and she wants him to have that, and she wants the insurance, the life insurance, more than she wants another diamond ring, is the example that he gives. So that would be that. And also, so yeah, you can give them $1 million at your death, but also that is not already in something that generates money. If they get $1 million at your death, they could run through that in a month. If they're dumb, if they don't appreciate money. And so it being already set up in an investment vehicle to generate that much to live on, which would be enough to live on for most people per year, that should be sufficient. So that would be why. And I think I touched on every point here, or attempt at a point. $1 a month for a $1 million. Would you be better off doing that for the guarantee of someone getting $1 million at your death? No, because again, you're gonna generate an income for them, so like they don't even have to work ever again. So, and again, you give them the $1 million immediately. If they're bad with money, that could all be gone very, very quickly. And so that's going to be a no. And also, that ensures that the bulk of the money, instead of being handed out to you immediately, is going to still be generating income. Yeah. What up, Simply? How is life and stuff? Oh, Simply, I have something for you. Let's see. Photos. Where is it? All right, simply, this is what they, let's see. Yeah. This is what they put in. Now, this is like about, there's room for like something else on the left side of this, and probably room for two other types of things on the right side of it. So I don't know what their other plans are, but you see they have these two here. What are those? And there is something, whatever is back there, that that after a couple of days of sun, that was those leaves. I don't know what fronds, whatever they are. Those were sticking up much better than this. But what do you think is going on there? I think it counts for me having a plant. But I would wonder, do you know what these are? So again, that one, don't know what that is. That one different than that. I can tell that. I hope it's not the same thing. Otherwise, I'm having vision problems. But that, it looks like I don't know, what, seaweed, something. I don't know. Don't know what that is. I know it's not seaweed, but yeah. So these are the main ones, and there's a bigger one and a smaller one. So what are those? Oh yeah, Sid, that's right. Mother's Day was yesterday. Happy Mother's Day. I'll count it. Crabgrass, says Paul. It's Paul, and that's between y'all. Crabgrass. No gardener either, yeah. So yeah, it was weird, and I was concerned about it. That's like just us laying there waiting to die. But again, it did prop up after the next few days were very sunny. Sunny. Yesterday my life was filled with pain. You are welcome, Sid. Where were we? Should I take my Roth out? No. Who took the Roth out? Who took the Roth out? Hello, Ramsey's family. All right. I have a question. I have about $37,000 in debt. I just paid off for $5,000 recently. Great. I have a 401k, which I stopped all investing to clean up the debt because I'm a baby step 2. Okay. Wouldn't you like to be a baby step 2? It's TWO, sir, or madam. I have a Roth IRA and an HSA. So the HSA I can't switch or get rid of until the end of the year. So what I did instead was of getting out of debt, I went investing like crazy, and it didn't work. Yeah, that was dumb as crap, wasn't it? So I have a 401k, Roth IRA, and HSA. When I retire from my job, I'll have a pension and Social Security, so I'm 99.9% sure that I'm going to be okay, probably. My question is, I have a Roth IRA that pretty much broke even from last year because of what happened in the market last year. Let's take a look. Somebody, do we want to do, I'll just do the 1 year. So this we won't do. This is today, and let's see, where's the, oh, that's back to the second. Okay, so it was already up there. In the last year, it should have been up. Now, you may have sucky investments that they put you in, especially if it's in a freaking target date fund. So that could be the problem there. But otherwise, you should have made money in the past year. Now, if it was the calendar year 2024, that I don't know approximately, but generally, you would have still made money if you invested the entire year. So it could be time. It could be the exact time frame you're looking at that would affect it. Also, it could be that you're in dumb investments. Where are we at? That pretty much broke even from last year because of what happened in the market. Should I take my money out of that? No, you don't take your money out of that, but you might want to take a look at the investments in it and make sure over the long haul, if they're making at least the index amount, which is 10%, average it per year. Boop, boop, boop. Should I take money out of that because I have so many investing options and this is the only one that I can touch? Should I take money out of that? The penalty, and should I take money out of that 5 times in the same sentence and pay off my debt, or at least 80% of it? What do you guys think? I make $116K a year, 48 years young. That's a no. That's a no. You don't do that. You stop spending money. You stop contributing. I know you said you can't do anything with the HSA, that's fine, but you stop contributing while you pay off your dumbass debt, is how the plan works. And people don't understand it, or they just don't want to do it. Could be both. Oh, simply needs to catch up. So she can get back to me on what those are. I could have Google Lensed it, but I thought it would be more fun to ask simply next time that she showed up. So we are over. Yeah, for some reason the Ramsey show ended 2-3 minutes early today than usual. So I don't know if there was something they had to cut out. Ooh, controversy. Let's see what we got coming up for tomorrow's show. High yield savings account or pay off credit card debt. You do not save up money beyond $1,000 while you still have debt. What don't people understand about that? Spoke to spouse. That is a good thing to do. First of all, that communicate thing, and then compromise. And if you can't do those, you need counseling. Those are the short answers to that. Save more money or pay down debt aggressively. You do not save extra money other than $1,000. Anyway, all right, so I've had enough of that today. Obviously, people are dumb. If you want to do it the wrong way, just do it the wrong way. You don't have to talk about it to anybody. No need. Just go ahead and do it. Alrighty, once more, I am Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and if you, yes, you would like or if you have money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free consultation assessment with me at calendly.com/coachstevemoney. That link is in the ticker below and also in the video description, as well as the email, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can email me about financial coaching, about just financial stuff in general, anything on my YouTube channel. Donations can go to paypal.me/coachstevemoney, alternatively to CashApp, $CoachSteveMoney, alternatively yet still to the same email address, coachstevemoney@gmail.com for a Walmart gift card. Some people have opted to do that, so that's why I'm including it. Upcoming streams, the Ramsey Show Aftershow, and that is going to be Monday through Friday. Did I hopefully change it? Following each YouTube Ramsey Show at 10:27 a.m. And again, they bounced at 10:24, and I'm like, oh. And there's no bonus after show anymore. I did not change the ticker. My bad. That's my bad. So I was doing that last week to see if there would be more views or any new subscriptions maybe or anything by taking the previous Ramsey show time, but there was none of that. So that's why we're here at 10:27 a.m. is the time I start as soon as the Ramsey show is over on YouTube. Di says, thanks for the show and more debt-free knowledge, Coach. You are so very welcome, Di. So good to see you. Alrighty. And, of course, thanks to everybody else watching now live and that will watch later as their schedule permits. Alrighty. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. As I scroll that back up, there we go. That looks better. Where was I? Subscribe, like, and comment. Liking is the thumbs up, in case you didn't know, in case I got to explain it to you. Like, it's a baby step. As always, make smart financial decisions every day.